that's going to be it for the night, and that concludes Christmas Eve.
Checking it. Well, he's going to find out who.
Merry Christmas, BRT. Merry Christmas. Santa came down here just for you guys.
I'm trying to keep the skies clear for you, Santa.
You consider yourself a proud American?
Absolutely. I'm extremely proud American. I think I'm probably more proud than the average Joe. When I put my flag out, I can't allow it to touch the ground. Because I know the lives that were lost and the blood that was shed so that I could be here and have a flag.
All right, how often do you put the flag out?
Every single day. Every single day. I started when my daughter was in Desert Storm. I had the same flag flying on my front porch and the same yellow ribbons, praying and hoping every single day that my child would come home safe and that everybody's child would come home safe.
And she did.
And she did.
You have other family members that have been in the military?
Absolutely. Uncles, aunts, cousins, brothers, father.
A very strong military.
Very strong. My family is what I consider part of the backbone of America. It's families like mine, and it's not just my family. There's hundreds of families, millions of families out here that this country was founded on their backs. I have been known to be a conservative Democrat. Yeah.
That's what you consider yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great country.
It's a great country. It's a great country. The cross that I choose to wear, if you notice, it's a multicultural, a multicolor cross. That's because I believe that all God's people come in many colors. And my family itself is multicultural.
You have a daughter who went into the military. Then your firstborn son in the military. That's that's quite a gift to the country.
Exactly
from your family.
Exactly right.
So having a son in the Army, pretty proud thing.
Oh, you know what? He made it.
What was your reaction to protesters during, say, the Gulf War or Vietnam?
I always hated the protesters. I always hated the protesters. It was just a slap in my face. It was just like they were dishonoring my son. And I burned in my soul to tell them, you don't understand. They're not there because they want to be there. But then I came to understand that they weren't protesting the men and the women that were there. They were protesting the concept of the war.
I know I'm a soldier and I'm here to do a job, and I've been a soldier for a while. Once you have to go and do your job and you see the things that you see, I was saying there's some disillusionment in that.
Lieutenant Commander fully expects us to be attacked in some type of way before we get to Park Hill. I know that so far it's been pretty calm, not much has happened, but be aware that it can and it probably will.
They're beginning to organize themselves just in neighborhoods. The kids get together a lot. Well, I can't say kids, but guys about 17, 18 are starting to come together. And they hate us, just why I'm not really sure.
Immoral behavior breeds immoral behavior. When a president commits the immoral act of sending otherwise good kids to war based on a lie, this is what you get.
Hey, is he ticklish? Don't tell me you don't know what it is. That motherfucker still has a heart on it. Some mama. Why are you touching somebody else? He touches dick.
To have these people shoot at us, kill us, blow us up, whatever means they can, and I don't understand it. We're trying to help these people, and it seems they don't want our help. Get out of here. But the minute something goes wrong with them, oh, why weren't you here? Why didn't you do this? You know, I hate this country.
You know, I feel that a part of your soul is destroyed and taking another life. And yeah, that statement is very true. You cannot kill someone without killing a part of yourself.
If you get called up, you go back to Iraq?
No.
You're not?
No.
What repercussions do you face if you don't?
Possible jail time. That's one possible thing.
Are you willing to risk that?
Yes. Yes, I will not let my person, I will not
let anyone send me back over there to kill other poor people, especially when they pose no threat to me and my country. I won't do it.
This is an impressive crowd, the haves and the have-mores. Some people call you the elite. I call you my base.
While Bush was busy taking care of his base and professing his love for our troops, he proposed cutting combat soldiers' pay by 33% and assistance to their families by 60%. He opposed giving veterans $1 billion more in health care benefits, and he supported closing veteran hospitals. He tried to double the prescription drug costs for veterans and opposed full benefits for part-time reservists. And when Staff Sergeant Brett Petrikin from Flint was killed in Iraq on May 26th, the Army sent his last paycheck to his family, but they docked him for the last 5 days of the month that he didn't work because he was dead.
They say they're not going to leave any veteran behind, but they're leaving all kinds of veterans behind.
To say that we're forgotten, no. But I know we're not forgotten, but missed, yes. Yes, you know, there's a lot of soldiers that have been missed. You know, they've been skipped over, that didn't get the proper coverage that they deserve.
They have a death toll, but they're not showing the amount of people that's being injured or being amputated because of the injuries, you know.
Like, I still feel like I have hands.
Yeah.
And the pain is like my hands are being crushed in a vice. But they do a lot to help it, and they take a lot of the edge off of it, and it makes it a lot more tolerable. And
I was injured in late April on patrol in Baghdad. A couple of guys come out and ambushed us. I got nerve damage and stuff like that. I've got a lot of pain. I'm constantly in pain. Take a lot of morphine to help with that and stuff. Doing, you know, just readjusting, getting life back on track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not going to do what it is that I did before. I was a Republican for quite a few years, and for some reason they conduct business in a very dishonest way. I'm going to be incredibly active in the Democratic Party down where I live once I get out. So I'm going to definitely do my best to ensure that the Democrats win control.
Iraq, Baghdad, I didn't know anything of those things. And we were in the hallway in the upstairs of our house, and he was crying, and he said that he was really scared and he didn't want to have to go to Iraq. So we were able to have a whole conversation about sometimes some fear is healthy because it keeps our senses about us. And that's when he told me that he had not told anybody else, but he knew he was going to Baghdad. And we were, as everybody, we were glued to the TV. Just glued, completely glued to the television in hopes of seeing a glimpse of him. Can't you please go over to where the helicopters are? Can't you please let us see him? Then that night, it was about 10-something, I went upstairs to the bedroom, and I was laying in bed, and I was flipping the channels with the remote. All I heard was Black Hawk Down, South Central Iraq.
What I can tell you at this hour is that last night the Army did indeed lose a Black Hawk helicopter. We are being told by officers on the ground that there were 6 occupants inside the Black Hawk.
So the next morning, I got up and I said, you push those thoughts out of your mind. Okay, Jesus, I need you to come in. I need you, Jesus. You got to help me through this. The Army called me, and I remember getting on the phone and him asking me, was I Lila Lipscomb? And I said yes, and he said, Mother of Sergeant Michael Pedersen. And I remember dropping the telephone. And all I can honestly say that I remember is, ma'am, the United States Army, the Secretary of Defense, regretfully informs you. That's all I know. The grief grabbed me so hard that I literally fell on the floor. and I was alone. I didn't have anybody to pick me up. So I literally crawled over to my desk and was hanging on. And I remember screaming, "Why does it have to be Michael? Why did you have to take my son? Why is it my son that you had to take? He didn't do anything. He wasn't a bad guy. He was a good guy. Why did you have to take my son?"
I can't imagine what it would be like to lose a son or a daughter or a husband or a wife, for that matter, and it pains me.
You had his last letter?
And it was mailed March 16th, but I didn't get it until probably a week before he was killed. "Hello. Hey, Mama. Well, sorry I haven't been able to call. They took the phone 7 days ago. I got the letter and box."